Hello everyone. In this video, you are going to learn everything about reading for meaning. This is section 2 of reading paper of English language code 1123. This section is of 25 marks. You will read a narrative passage of approximately 700 words. It could be a report, an article, or a story. Then you will answer the short questions that would test your ability to understand the language. Answer all the questions in the given space. There are two types of comprehension questions: explicit meaning questions and implicit meaning questions. The answers of explicit meaning questions are easily found in the passage, whereas answers for implicit meaning questions are unclear. You need to dig in the given information to find the answers. Before you read the passage, read the additional information, if given. Sometimes the passages are excerpts from the novels. In this situation, the additional information will help you understand the scenario. Then you are going to read the whole passage and then read the passage paragraph wise to answer the questions. This is an example of the passage of Mr. Lushman. This additional information will help you to understand the rest of the situations in the passage. Among the four types of explicit meaning questions, the first one is literal. It is the easiest one to answer. The answer of such question is quite obviously mentioned in the passage. Furthermore, the keywords in the question direct you towards the answer. You may lift the relevant detail to answer them. Let's take an example of literal question. The first thing you are going to do is to read the paragraph. Next, you'll read the question. In this question, the keywords interest in photography are leading you towards the answer. So if you have to find out that what caused Mr. Lushman's sudden interest in photography, you'll read the lines that are written after the keywords. And here you go. The answer is right after that. For quotation question, you have to extract either a single word or two consecutive words or a phrase. You have to follow the instructions strictly. If you have to extract a single word, it means single word. Let's take an example of quotation question. This is one of the paragraphs from the passage. And here's the question. You have to pick out and write down a single word that is used later in the paragraph, and it should continue the idea of temptation. So the first thing you are going to do is to locate the word temptation, and after that start reading out the paragraph. You have to find out a word that means the same. The next type of explicit meaning question is on words. You are required to first figure out the literal answer to the question. If you write the same answer, no marks would be awarded to you. Therefore, you are required to follow the three steps. First, identify the keywords or key phrases in the literal answer. You would replace them with the alternate words or their description. The third step is to construct sentence out of the alternate words or their description. This is the example of own word questions. Here you have to describe in your own words Mrs. Lushman's reaction to her husband's question. Luckily, you will find the answer in the first few lines of the paragraph. Mrs. Lushman was taken aback by the strangeness of the question. This is the literal answer of this question, and if you write the same answer, no marks would be awarded to you. To get the marks, you have to find out the keywords or key phrases. As this question is of 2 marks, so there are 2 keywords or 2 key phrases, or there could be a combination of both. So you'll find here taken aback is the key phrase and strangeness is the keyword. For the phrase taken aback, you may use the words surprised, shocked, dumbfounded, or any word that fit in the context. For the word strangeness, you may write oddness, peculiarity, unusualness. If you cannot come up with a word, you may write a description. So the last step is to construct a sentence using the keywords. So here you can write the answer that she was surprised by the unusualness of her husband's question. The last type of explicit meaning question is vocabulary. Here you are going to select the best possible option out of the 4 choices that is appropriate to the context. One would be completely wrong, other 2 would be close enough, so pick up the one which is correct according to the context. This is the example of vocabulary question. You will have 5 MCQs, and for each of them, you will have the 4 options. You will circle the letter A, B, C, D, which has the same meaning that the word or phrase has in the passage. So, in order to find out the correct meaning, I have to find this word in the context. At last, Mr. Lashman felt ready to tackle what he described as a subject. So the first option attack seems to be out of question, and the closest one is a start. However, the correct answer is attempt. So you may circle C as the answer. The answers of implicit meaning questions are not clearly mentioned in the passage. So to find out their answers, you have to follow some steps. The first type of question is inferential question. The reader is expected to think about the ideas given in the passage and then draw the conclusion. So, in order to draw the conclusion, you need to first imagine the situation to understand the scenario and the reaction of the characters. Once you have understood, it would be easy for you to draw the conclusion. Such questions mostly start with what do you think? How do you know? Or what can you tell? This is example of inferential question. Let's read it. When Mr. Lashman offered a low price for the camera, Wilkie laughed loudly. What emotion do you think Wilkie wanted Mr. Lashman to feel? So, if you find out in the paragraph what exactly happened, you'll see that Mr. Lashman offered $20 to Wilkie for his camera, and he laughed loudly. In this situation, for sure, he was trying to make fun of Mr. Lashman. Now, let's see the answer. Yes. So the emotion that he was trying to evoke was embarrassment, awkwardness, shame, regret, sorrow, or humiliation. If you write any one of them, you'll get the full marks for this question. This is the last type of question. Here you are going to mention the meaning and effect that the writer wants to create through his words. There are 3 steps to follow. The first one, identify the subject, who is to be focused in the given phrase. Second, write the factual meaning. And the last one is to add on the symbolic meaning. This is the example of meaning and effect question. You will reread the paragraph or paragraphs. Then you are going to find out the subject for each of the phrase or sentence. For the first one, that is strained expressions settled on their faces. The focus is on the feelings of children. Literally, The meaning of this statement is that the children were tensed or anxious. Symbolically, it shows that the children knew that something wrong would happen, and that is why they were uncomfortable. That's it. If you're still perplexed and want to ask more questions, feel free to write them in the comment box below. Bye.